The Aron measured 2.5 amos long, 1.5 amos wide, and 1.5 amos high. The Shulchan was a little smaller, 2 amos long, 1 amo wide, and 1.5 amos height, 1.5 amos high. It's interesting to note that the third main kli in the Mishkan, the Menorah, doesn't have any specific measurements given. Why is that? Well, perhaps we can suggest the following answer. It's the Aron that represents the neshama. The Aron connects us with the Kadosh Baruch Hu in a deep and meaningful way. It is the heartbeat of our lives. It animates our connection to Hashem. Without a Torah, without the luchos that were inside the Aron, without that foundation, that foundational piece, there is no religion, there is no God, there is no connection to Hashem. The Shulchan represents our guf. Our guf, it provides the lechem hapanim. Yes, there's a spirituality to it. The lechem hapanim is the pnimius. There's something essential, deep inside, within, that gives, that enables our neshama to survive. But without the guf, without the physical, without our physical being and our physical presence, we wouldn't be able to house a neshama. There is a synthesis that takes place between the guf and the neshama. Each one is inextricably linked to the other. They're equally important, perhaps most notably by the fact that they're both measure 1.5 amos high. Their potential is always the same, despite their other measurements might be different. Their role, their goal is exactly the same. But the menorah has no measurements, and perhaps that's because the menorah represents the Shekhinah. In order for us to get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we synthesize our guf and our neshama in the service of Hashem. And the menorah is what illuminates that relationship, that goal that we're trying to achieve each and every day. And there's no minimum or maximum that's clearly listed in the Gemara, in the Chumash, although in the Gemara and the Poskim later, we're given measurements. But in the Torah, no measurement is given. Because when we want to connect to the Shekhinah, each person can connect in their way. It may be initially only at a lower level, but hopefully as they grow in their commitment and in their connection through that guf and the neshama, their connection to the Shekhinah grows. So there's never going to be a limit on how we connect with our Shekhinah. Each person connects to the Shekhinah in a different way, but the goal is that it continues to grow each and every day until we reach the highest of heights in our spiritual connection. There are so many opportunities for us to grow personally. There are also opportunities to help others grow. Our job is to use our gifts that were given to us, the gift of our neshama, the gift of our guf, use that in the service of Hashem, and by doing so, we and others can be brought closer to the Shekhinah. Have a wonderful Shabbos.